Welcome to our series on the 33 Strategies of War, a guide to the subtle art of conflict and victory. Today, we delve into the 33 strategies that shape the foundation of becoming a master strategist. Whether in business, politics, or everyday life, these strategies offer a lens through which to view and conquer your battles. Before starting our journey, please press subscribe and like button as it helps us to continue creating more videos. Strategy 1. Declare war on your enemies. The first strategy is about identifying your enemies. In life's endless battles, knowing who you are up against is crucial. Often, the real threats are those who hide their intentions, appearing as friends. Learn to recognize signs of hostility. Once you know your enemies, inwardly prepare for war. They are your motivators, giving you clarity and purpose. Strategy 2. Do not fight the last war. This strategy warns against the dangers of living in the past. Holding on to old victories or defeats can weigh you down. It's essential to break free from past restraints and adapt to the present moment. Be innovative, embrace risk, and explore new directions. Your adaptability and element of surprise will keep your adversaries off balance and give you a strategic advantage. Strategy 3. Amidst the turmoil of events, do not lose your presence of mind. The third strategy emphasizes mental resilience. During conflict, maintaining composure is vital. Avoid succumbing to emotional responses like fear or frustration. Cultivate a strong presence of mind to remain decisive and in control, even amid chaos. This mental strength will be your anchor, helping you navigate through tumultuous situations with clarity and assertiveness. Strategy 4. Create a sense of urgency and desperation. In this strategy, the focus is on the power of action and urgency. Avoid getting lost in dreams of the future. Instead, engage fully in the present. Create situations where you have much at stake, compelling you to act with efficiency and determination. Embrace challenges where failure is not an option, pushing you out of your comfort zone and into a space where you rely solely on your wits and energy. Strategy 5. Avoid the snares of groupthink. Leading a group is a delicate balance. Being too authoritarian can breed resentment, while being too lenient can lead to loss of control. Establish a command chain that encourages team spirit without succumbing to collective irrational decision-making. Your leadership should inspire clear and engaging direction, focusing on the team's goals rather than individual egos. Avoid the pitfalls of groupthink by promoting independent thought and decision-making. Strategy 6. Segment your forces. In today's complex environment, speed and adaptability are crucial. This strategy involves dividing your resources into independent, flexible groups. Each segment operates autonomously, making decisions quickly and adapting to changing circumstances. This approach enhances your ability to respond rapidly and effectively, making your overall strategy more dynamic and elusive. Inspired by Napoleon's tactics, it's about being mobile and ready to strike from multiple angles. Strategy 7. Transform your war into a crusade. Motivating people effectively requires them to think beyond themselves and become part of a larger cause. Turn your battles into a crusade against a common enemy. When people see their survival tied to the group's success, their morale skyrockets. Leading by example, particularly from the front lines, can ignite a powerful desire to emulate and please. Rewards and punishments, when used sparingly but meaningfully, can further enhance this motivation. Strategy 8. Pick your battles carefully. Understanding your limitations is crucial in strategy. Not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes, the cost of conflict, in terms of time, resources, and potential backlash, outweighs the potential gains. This strategy advises you to assess battles for their true worth. Avoid overextending yourself, and choose conflicts that play to your strengths. In some cases, indirect methods or even a strategic retreat may be more beneficial than a direct confrontation. Strategy 9. Turn the tables. Initiating an attack can often place you at a disadvantage, revealing your strategy and limiting your options. Instead, learn the power of patience and let your opponent make the first move. This gives you the flexibility to counterattack from unexpected angles. Use your opponent's aggression against them, baiting them into rash actions that expose weaknesses. In challenging situations, remember that waiting for the right moment can transform apparent weakness into strategic strength. Strategy 10. Create a threatening presence. To deter aggressors effectively, it's crucial to project an aura of power and unpredictability. Cultivate a reputation that suggests fighting you would be perilous and unpredictable. A few well-chosen, impressive acts of assertiveness can establish this formidable image. Striking a balance between overt threat and uncertainty can keep potential adversaries in a state of wary respect, unsure of the consequences of provoking you. Strategy 11. Trade space for time in the face of a stronger enemy. Strategic retreat is not a sign of weakness, but a smart move. By stepping back, you gain valuable time to regroup, strategize, and gain perspective. A well-executed retreat can also frustrate and bait your opponents into overextension, leading them to make errors. In the grand scheme of things, time is often more critical than immediate territorial gains. Strategy 12: lose battles, but win the war. Everyday conflicts can distract you from your ultimate goals. This strategy emphasizes the importance of keeping your eyes on the bigger prize. Grand strategy involves thinking long-term and understanding the broader political and social consequences of your actions. It's about controlling your emotional reactions and focusing on what truly matters. For achieving lasting success and power, let others get entangled in minor skirmishes. Your focus should be on winning the war. Strategy 13: know your enemy. True strategic mastery lies in understanding your opponent deeply. Focus less on the opposing force and more on the mind behind it. Train yourself to read people, picking up on the subtle signals that reveal their innermost thoughts and intentions. Approach your enemies with a friendly front to gather crucial information. Avoid projecting your own emotions and biases. Instead, strive to think as they do. Uncovering their psychological weaknesses allows you to unhinge their minds and gain the upper hand. Strategy 14. To overwhelm resistance with speed and suddenness. In today's indecisive and cautious world, using speed as a tactic can bring tremendous power. Strike first and fast, leaving no time for your opponents to prepare or strategize. Follow your initial move with more rapid actions to induce panic and disarray. The key is to create a setup that lulls opponents into a false sense of security, making your sudden moves more shocking and effective. Striking with relentless force quickly garners respect and a momentum. That's hard to stop. Strategy 15. Control the dynamic. Strategic control often involves subtly manipulating the relationship dynamics. Instead of overtly dominating every move, focus on shaping the nature of the interaction. Use your understanding of people's emotional triggers to push them into making mistakes. Sometimes it's advantageous to let them feel in control, which can lower their defenses and make them more susceptible to influence. By controlling the overall direction and framing of the engagement, you can turn any of their actions to your advantage. Strategy 16. Hit them where it hurts. Every opponent has a source of power they depend on. This strategy involves identifying and targeting that critical point. It could be their wealth, popularity, a key position, or a strategic advantage. Striking at this center of gravity inflicts disproportionate pain and can destabilize their entire structure. Understanding what your enemies value most and targeting it can lead to significant strategic gains. Strategy 17. Defeat them in detail. Instead of being intimidated by the appearance of your enemies, focus on dissecting the parts that make up the whole. Divide and conquer by sowing dissension and division within their ranks. Target the joints and links, the connections that hold their structure together. This strategy is about breaking down a large problem into smaller, manageable parts, making a formidable foe much easier to defeat. Strategy 18. Expose and attack your opponent's soft flank. Direct attacks often harden resistance. A more effective approach is to distract your opponent and then strike where they are unprepared or vulnerable. By attacking their soft flank, you can create a moment of shock and exploit it. Use strategies that lead opponents into overextending themselves, then target their exposed weaknesses. The essence of this strategy is in using indirect methods to achieve your objective. Strategy 19. Envelop the enemy. The art of envelopment involves creating pressure from all sides, leaving no room for the enemy to maneuver. Your attacks should be unpredictable, fostering a sense of vulnerability and uncertainty. As you sense their resolve weakening, intensify the pressure to crush their will. Psychological encirclement is key. It's not just about physical containment, but dominating the enemy's mind and spirit. Strategy 20. Maneuver them into weakness. Engaging in direct confrontations can be draining and counterproductive. This strategy focuses on maneuvering your opponents into disadvantageous positions before the battle even begins. Use tactics that lure them into traps or force them to abandon strong positions. Create dilemmas where every choice they face is unfavorable. Channel chaos towards them, leaving them disoriented and vulnerable to a decisive strike. Strategy 21. Negotiate while advancing. In negotiations, maintaining a position of strength is crucial. This strategy involves advancing your interests continuously, creating relentless pressure that forces the other side to settle on your terms. During talks, keep pushing forward, making the other side react to your moves, build a reputation for toughness. Ensuring that opponents are on the defensive even before negotiations begin. Strategy 22. Know how to end things. Ending conflicts effectively is as important as how you fight them. This strategy emphasizes the importance of knowing when to stop. Avoid overreaching and creating unnecessary future conflicts. Finish on a high note, with energy and flair, setting the stage for future endeavors. Strategic wisdom involves avoiding conflicts with no clear exit, ensuring that each engagement leads to a beneficial outcome. Strategy 23. Weave a seamless blend of fact and fiction. In the realm of strategy, controlling perceptions is key. Mix fact with fiction, creating a narrative that is hard to disentangle. Use ambiguity to your advantage, feeding into people's expectations and desires. A well-crafted blend of reality and illusion can manipulate perceptions, making it a powerful tool in shaping the narrative to your advantage. Strategy 24. Take the line of least expectation. Surprise is a potent element in strategy. Defy conventional patterns and expectations to catch your opponents off guard. Begin with conventional moves to cement their expectations. Then strike with something completely unexpected. Remember, even ordinary actions can be surprising if they're contrary to what is anticipated. The goal is to keep your adversaries in a state of constant suspense and uncertainty. Strategy 25. Occupy the moral high ground. In any conflict, the perceived justice of your cause can greatly influence support and morale. Portray your cause as more just than your opponents, thereby securing a stronger position. Highlight any hypocrisy or moral failings of the enemy to undermine their support in case of a moral counterattack. Respond strategically, positioning yourself as an underdog or victim to gain sympathy and support. Strategy 26. Deny them targets. This strategy revolves around being elusive and hard to pin down, making you a difficult target for your enemies. Utilize the tactic of guerrilla warfare, delivering unpredictable, irritating attacks. This approach leads to frustration and exhaustion in your opponents, as they are unable to use their full strength against your elusive maneuvers. Strategy 27. Seem to work for the interests of others while furthering your own. Advance your causes, with minimal conflict by creating a web of alliances, making others do your bidding under the guise of mutual benefit. Be strategic in choosing allies that fill gaps in your own power. Help them occasionally, binding them to you, while subtly working to sow dissension among the ranks of your enemies. Strategy 28. Give your rivals enough rope to hang themselves. Often the greatest threats come from within your own ranks. Use strategy to create situations where overambitious rivals reveal their true intentions and weaknesses. Prompt them into actions that lead to their own downfall, all while maintaining a facade of civility and cooperation. Strategy 29. Take small bites. Ambition, when too apparent, can breed resentment. Instead, advance through incremental steps. This stealthy approach avoids alarming others, allowing you to accumulate power without drawing undue attention. Claim small, manageable territories, gradually building your influence under the radar.